Just 6 days until what could be a historic presidential debate. It will be, don't you think? And this Sunday night, we will have a special edition of the Kelly File, live with a complete preview of what to expect when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump face off for the first time at Hofstra. I'm looking forward to this. Then, after the debate on Monday night, tune into the live Kelly File at 11 o'clock, right after the debates, with a complete wrap-up and analysis you won't see anywhere else with all your favorite guests. And here's why we think it's going to be such a big deal. In just the last week, Larry Sabato of the University of Virginia made some major changes to his otherwise unchangeable prediction map, which he hasn't touched in months, moving 12 states over further to the right, including 2 outright flips. Ohio and Iowa went from leaning Democrat to leaning Republican. Joining me now, Larry Sabato, who's got to be exhausted at this point. He's a director of the UVA Center for Politics. So that's huge, 12 states. You haven't moved anything in that map, and now it's a whole new ballgame.
And here's why, Megan. We were led by the data to do this. Hillary Clinton had maintained leads that were either small or large in all of those states really since the summertime. And then we all know it was expanded after the convention, but she's had a couple of rotten weeks. And either she's fallen back, depending on the state, or Donald Trump has gone up, or some people think Democrats just don't want to respond to the polls. But very clearly, the polls had changed, and they changed enough in Ohio to lean it to Trump, and Iowa, just about everybody agrees that is Trump's strongest swing state, so we lean that to Trump as well. But I think the real story here is Florida, North Carolina, and Nevada. In all of those states, you've either had very contradictory polls or polls that were dead tied, and so toss-up is the right rating for them.
And there was a poll out just today from Monmouth putting her up 5 points over Trump in Florida. But that's, they've been all over the place. Now, one thing we read this week was that the polls taken this week show she's doing better than she was doing last week. And so you tell me, whether that means she's rebounding, she's steadying the ship, or what it means.
I think probably it's returning to the prior norm, except for one big thing, Megan, that you mentioned in this segment. 100 million people are going to watch this debate on Monday night, more than have watched any debate in American history. So that's a reset button, potentially, depending on what happens, and there isn't a soul in the country who knows what's going to happen. Well,
and that's the thing, is it's like, maybe it'll be exciting. It would be exciting just to watch, but query what the candidates will do under that kind of pressure. They're only human beings, They might not want to throw any real hard punches because they don't want to upset what is a tight race. Any predictions before I let you go?
I think basically the supporters of both will be strengthened, and people mainly tune into debates to cheer for their side. But never, ever underestimate the power of any candidate to commit a terrible gaffe that does cause the numbers to shift.
Well, that's kind of why we watch. It's like, watching the ice skating at the Olympics. What? That isn't nice. Great to see you, Larry. Well,
thanks, Megan.
Joining us now with more Trump